I am Yori Folani. Hope you had a great weekend. Okay, never mind that little glitch. So sorry about that. My guest this morning is Ambassador Mike Nduka Okonji. Ambassador Okonji is a management consultant, he's a writer, he's a publisher, and he also is an APC chieftain. A fine morning to you, Ambassador.
Thank you, sir.
And then thank you very much for coming on.
It is a pleasure.
Yeah. Well, 2 weeks, we're just about 2 weeks to the election. Just looking at the 25th.
That's right.
There's so many things in front of us. I mean, here we are. Nigerians are still groaning under the pains of fuel shortage, groaning under the pains of not being able to access money. There's a sense in which that one has become a complete mess now. We've been hearing all sorts of stories, and then we hear later on it's not so. Initially, we heard that there was no printing paper. Then we said, no. Contrary to that, we have all the paper we need. What exactly is the choice before Nigerians? Probably is a question that one might well ask. If you haven't made your mind up now, there still is time in the next 2 weeks or so, probably to come to a kind of a judgment. So let's look at it from that point of view.
To my own point of view, we have about, let's say, 3 or 4, candidates that...
Okay, the front runners.
The front runners, so to say. So the issue now is, can we look at these personalities and not situate them or their chances based on the party, right? Let's look at the personalities now.
Okay.
Let's look at the personalities. What do we think they can offer, right? And let's equally realize that whatever the country is passing through now, which you want to say is the government is APC, we need to know that somebody is on the driver's seat. And his vision or his philosophy about the government will be different from whoever that is coming in now. Because they have different methodology or even vision, for this country, right?
Okay. But when you go there, it's interesting that you went there. And I'm sorry that I'm interrupting you now. I didn't want to forget about it. We also often hear that government governance is a continuum. And when people are in government, whether it's as a governor, as a president, as a president of a society, people usually, have some sort of an eye on their successors in order to, not confuse the electorate, perhaps. So even though you said you'd like to separate the personalities from their parties, the parties still have a very important part in how they might have conducted themselves.
But it depends.
Okay.
What do I mean by it depends?
Okay.
If you remember when we had the era of MPN, UP and the rest of them, they say parties was supreme.
Yes.
And you hardly hear of Shagari then, you hear of Akinloye.
Okay, he was the chairman.
The chairman.
Of the old MPN.
Yes, MPN, right? That is where the party now decides how the government is run through their manifestos. Okay. That when we had, the Obasanjo now as a president, the whole thing changed. He brought in the military mentality into the whole thing. Because that during his era, we have almost 4 or 3 chairmen that he removed within that period. So the supremacy we'll talk about now in the party is no longer there.
Okay.
And you and I know too that when...
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
No, it's not a good thing.
Okay.
That is where we are missing...
This party supremacy that is missing...
Yeah, I understand too that, it took him almost, 6 months or so, to form his cabinet, right? Because if he had worked with the party, right, I don't think he would take that.
All of these things would have been sorted out before that time.
You understand me?
Yeah.
Right? Okay, I'll give you an example now with what is happening now over this cash policy and fuel issue.
Okay.
You can begin to ask or wonder, all these years, it's been there. We've not suffered fuel crisis as it is now. So why?
What is going on?
What is going on, right? So you are not taking a decision of this cash, policy now, without bringing the party members. Look at this policy. How do we go about it? Will it affect what danger does it pose to the party?
Even though it is said that one of the reasons was that, when I say their reasons, we're talking about the president, really, the president and the governor of central bank.
Yes.
And one of the explanations, if that is the word to use, that we got was, among other things, politicians had amassed stupendous war chests, and there was a need to, quote unquote, spoil it, because they felt that it was an unfair advantage. And the only way to do that was to go through this currency change, thereby, preventing those that are alleged to have amassed war chests, to frustrate them.
No, there are policies you want to implement, but you look at the side effects. The danger now it now poses. Look at how people are suffering.
Okay.
You have your money, you can't access your money, right? A lot of them would even have passed on because of this kind of a policy.
That's right.
So what advantage? Won't you look at which one is more advantageous to the people you claim to rule than this kind of policy you're talking about?
Even though they might say that everything I can to put this country of ours in a better place than I met it. That, I would imagine, is what any president would say.
No, because the problem you would have created within this policy now would have been so much that, whatever policy you're thinking you now want to do to create whatever advantage you think you want to bring into the economy also, you have lost it.
Okay.
Because Nigeria economy is local in the sense that most people don't even go to bank to keep their money.
Well,
you understand what I'm saying?
We might have guessed it before, but we're hearing that there are a lot of people who don't use the banking system at all.
Of course. They don't use the banking system at all.
And so how come these issues weren't discussed with certain people? I think there was the need to keep it all secret so as not to tip their hand to the very people they're trying to from.
No. The issue is that if you're bringing in such policy, you call the stakeholders and have a discussion over it, right?
That's an ideal
Nobody
case
is saying that the policy is bad.
Okay.
But the timing and the short time you've given for people to now, go and change their money and access new ones is too short.
But if it is too short, they had a Council of State meeting, for example, and they were not told that. The government was not told that. What we heard, as reported by the Attorney General of the Federation, who was part of the meeting, speaking with journalists after, was that the Council of State endorsed it with the proviso that see what you can do about distribution, make it a lot more effective. But we endorse it. So they didn't say it was wrong.
No, if the money was there, right? If people can access their money freely, nothing is bad in it.
Nothing is bad in it. Whoever came up with this scheme, the few people that were privy to it, when you do pre-project planning, I would have thought that, in expressing myself crudely now, I would have thought that, wait, do we have enough printing paper to achieve this objective? I mean, somebody must have thought about it at the technical, no, it's not at the material aspect, monetary policy, all of that. But look, do we even have enough paper in the mint? The mint has come out to say, by the way, I think the following day, that nothing to do our paper. We have everything that we need.
So what is holding them?
Now,
that is where I'm forced to believe, what Erufai said about the thought columnists within the system. Because you can't bring in such policy where there's an election within few months, and you're driving such policy, a government that is in power, creating more hardship for the people, right? And you should know too that politicians even need money to move around. Then that money cannot be assessed. So if you are putting such policy, nothing wrong in it, but give enough time.
What do you think this policy can do? Because among the other, because everything was up for grabs when this policy hit all Nigerians by surprise. Because the presidential candidate of the APC is a member of ABC, and the president is a member of the APC. He's not just a member of the APC. Is there not a sense in which he is the head, the leader of the APC?
No, but you can remember to what brought us to this argument when I was trying to tell you that party is no longer supreme.
Can this hurt the party? Can this hurt the candidate of the party, for example?
Not only the candidate of the party. It will hurt every politician that is going for election. It will hurt. Then why we are talking about
even
now,
those
why
that
we are
can claim we're not
stating now the candidates of the party, the APC, is because APC is in government, is in power.
That's right.
Right? APC is in government, and you're, and you're bringing this kind of policy that is affecting, the electorate, how do you think it will affect? Won't it affect the party?
Well, this is the confusing
So that
thing.
is the issue.
Because everybody who's a member of APC
yes,
should be on the side of APC, I would imagine.
I agree with you, but it's unfortunate it's not going that way. And that was why the presidential candidate of APC, he cried out. He didn't cry out because he feels he's only the one that is affected. He cried out that this kind of policy will affect the masses. He has even written a letter, I think yesterday.
Irrespective of whatever party that mass comes.
He has even written a letter to the CBN governor advising on the way to go out of it.
You know what? Let me take a quick break so that I don't have to interrupt you again. Stay with us, please. We'll just take a quick break. We'll be right back. And of course, we'll include your calls in this program.
Moment. Instant breaking news from all over the globe. Live streaming of your favorite programs delivered directly to you. Watch anytime from anywhere on your mobile or smart devices. Download the TVC News app today. Available on Google Play and Apple Store.
Animal husbandry industry as a practitioner as well as a regulator. Secondly, it is a subject more so now than ever before because of the huge potential that the animal husbandry industry possesses to earn foreign exchange for this country. Indeed, a sector with a value chain that employs millions of people and that has about 20.5 million others deriving their livelihood from it, with total value of about 33 trillion naira, should be given all necessary attention. But due to certain underlying factors,